The violins soften. The ballroom fades. All that remains is the sound of a single quill scratching against parchment. Lady Whistledown's presence hangs in the air, unseen but undeniable. Her words, sharper than any blade, remind us that love and scandal are not enemies. They are partners in the dance of destiny. As the screen darkens, the world of Bridgerton feels suspended in a single breath. Faces flash for only a moment. Penelope caught between fear and courage. Colin poised at the edge of confession. Eloise standing in quiet defiance. Anthony and Kate bracing for storms that family duty will bring. Each image lingers just long enough to spark a question, but never long enough to offer an answer. And then, silence. The kind of silence that feels heavy, as though the entire ton holds its breath. The chandeliers flicker out. The ballroom empties. A single candle burns, and with it, the whisper, "The greatest scandal has yet to be revealed." The screen shifts. Bold letters appear, drenched in gold. Bridgerton, Season 4. Behind them, violins rise again, swelling like a heartbeat racing toward a climax. The Netflix logo glows red against the dark, steady, inevitable. The narrator's voice, calm, knowing, irresistible, delivers the final promise. Dearest gentle reader, prepare yourself for the season that will change everything. Bridgerton Season 4. Coming soon, only on Netflix. The candle flickers out. Black screen. Silence. And with that silence comes the one thing every viewer feels but cannot resist. The need to see what happens next. The screen is dark. All seems finished. And then, faintly, the sound of paper being folded. A single letter slides into frame, sealed with wax, its crest hidden by shadow. A gloved hand hesitates before placing it on a silver tray. The silence is sharp, as if the entire ton has gathered at the edges of the screen, waiting. A voice, unmistakable yet distant, breaks the stillness. It is not a declaration. It is not a farewell. It is a whisper. Lady Whistledown's whisper. Dearest gentle reader, did you think the scandal was over? Did you truly believe every secret has been told? Oh, how little you know of love, and how dangerous it can be when unchained. The letter on the tray begins to burn from one corner, the wax seal melting into a crimson blur. But before the flames consume the paper, the camera cuts away. We are left with only the echo of her words, the crackle of fire, and the sense that something greater, far greater, lies beyond the curtain of Season 4. For this is not just another season. It is the beginning of a new era in the Bridgerton saga. An era where masks fall, where words wound deeper than swords, and where love itself might be the greatest scandal of all. The violins return one last time, softer now, weaving like a secret carried on the wind. The Netflix logo fades back into view, steady and certain, while the promise lingers in the air like perfume. When the ton believes it has seen everything, that is when I strike. The screen turns to black. The audience, breathless, is left with only one thought. They must watch. The ballroom is gone. The whispers fade. Only shadows remain. Out of the darkness, the Bridgerton crest appears, shining faintly as if carved from gold under candlelight. The violins, which once soared with passion, now hum a single lingering note. A heartbeat suspended in time. A voice rises, not hurried, not rushed, but deliberate. It is the voice that has carried us through every season, every scandal, every secret. Lady Whistledown. Dearest gentle reader, every tale has an ending. But in this world, endings are only beginnings dressed in disguise. The season ahead will not simply entertain you, it will consume you. For when love is tested, when honor crumbles, and when desire burns brighter than reason, nothing and no one shall remain untouched. As she speaks, flashes tear across the darkness like fragments of memory. A mask falling to the floor, a tear glistening in candlelight, a hand reaching desperately through the shadows. Each image is fleeting, unfinished, leaving more questions than answers. Then, silence. The screen empties, save for one final phrase written in delicate golden script. Bridgerton Season 4. Below it, the Netflix emblem glows crimson. No sound, no movement, just a pause long enough for the audience's pulse to quicken. And at last, a final whisper. Softer than breath, sharp as a blade. Keep your eyes open, dear reader. The greatest scandal is yet to come. The violins cut. The screen falls to black. Dearest gentle reader, the world of Bridgerton stirs once more. Whispers ripple through the ballrooms, secrets linger behind the fans' delicate flutter, and every stolen glance hides 1,000 untold stories. Season after season, the ton has witnessed love, betrayal, and scandal. But now, the page turns again, and the question is not whether romance will bloom, but whose heart will burn brightest when the music begins. The story of Bridgerton is not just one of grand estates and glittering gowns. It is a tale of passion, pride, and hidden desires. In the first season, we were introduced to Daphne Bridgerton, the eldest daughter of the family whose romance with the Duke of Hastings set the stage for the drama of the ton. Their courtship was a delicate dance between duty and longing, a performance under the sharp eye of society, where every whispered word could topple reputations. Their union, filled with both tender affection and fiery quarrels, reminded us that love is rarely simple. It is born in conflict, tested by honor, and yet strong enough to withstand scandal. The second season carried us deeper into this world, as Anthony Bridgerton, the Viscount, sought a marriage of convenience, but found himself ensnared in a love he never expected. His bond with Kate Sharma was a storm, fierce and unrelenting, filled with sharp words and stolen glances. From duels at dawn to dances beneath candlelight, Anthony and Kate's story became one of surrender. Surrender not to society, but to the heart's true call. Their tale proved that even the most rigid duty cannot silence love's persistent song. And then, the third season unraveled secrets that had long been hidden. Penelope Featherington, the girl once dismissed as quiet and unremarkable, revealed the sharp pen behind Lady Whistledown, the gossip sheet that ruled the ton. Her words carried power, shaping reputations and destroying illusions. But beneath the ink and secrecy lay her own heart, silently aching for Colin Bridgerton, the man who saw her as nothing more than a friend. Season 3 left us at the edge of revelation, asking, can love survive when truth cuts so deep? Through these seasons, Bridgerton has not only told stories of romance, but also of society's harsh gaze, of families bound by both loyalty and rivalry, and of individuals daring to write their own fate. And now, as we prepare for the next chapter, one cannot help but wonder, if past seasons burned so brightly, what flames will Season 4 ignite? The page is ready to turn, and the whispers of the ton grow louder. Season 4 arrives not as a quiet continuation, but as a storm waiting to break across the polished ballrooms and candlelit corridors of London society. This will not be a tale of idle chatter or fleeting dances. No, this season promises to reveal hearts in turmoil, friendships on the edge, and secrets that could alter the very balance of power within the Bridgerton world. At the center of it all is Penelope Featherington, once overlooked, once underestimated, now standing at a dangerous crossroads. Her identity as Lady Whistledown remains the most guarded secret in the ton. But how long can ink and anonymity protect her when the walls around her begin to close in? Each issue she pens brings her closer to exposure, and yet her words carry more weight than ever. The season dares to ask, can she continue her double life? Or will love force her to lay down the quill? Colin Bridgerton, charming and restless, finds himself in a struggle that runs deeper than appearances. Once blind to Penelope's devotion, he must now face the reality of his own heart. But affection in the world of Bridgerton is never simple. Every step toward love is shadowed by society's sharp gaze, every confession weighed against duty, and every kiss a gamble. Colin's path will test not only his courage, but his ability to stand against the whispers that have always defined him. Beyond romance, the season teases us with glimpses of new rivalries, old wounds and alliances forged in shadows, a letter left unopened, a promise broken in haste, a scandal concealed behind lace and candlelight. Each will set the stage for conflict. Families that once stood unshaken will find cracks in their foundations. Loyalties will falter, and bonds of trust may be shattered in the name of survival. And yet, amidst the intrigue, there will be tenderness, a glance that lingers too long, a hand that brushes against another in a crowded ballroom, a word left unspoken but felt all the same. These are the sparks that will light the season ablaze. For in Bridgerton, passion is both the weapon and the reward, the one force that society cannot contain. This season does not simply promise romance. It promises reckoning, a reckoning of truth, of power, and of love that will demand everything from those who dare to embrace it. As the violins rise and the chandeliers blaze, one truth becomes clear. Season 4 will not be just another chapter. It will be the story that changes everything. In every Bridgerton season, it is the characters who breathe life into the grandeur of gilded halls and sparkling gowns. Season 4 will be no different. Yet this time, the stakes for each heart are heavier. The choice is sharper, the consequences far more lasting. Penelope Featherington stands at the center of it all, but not as the wallflower she once was. She is no longer the quiet observer pressed against the edges of the ballroom. She is a woman with a voice that can crown queens or destroy reputations, though none know that voice is hers. This season, she must face the cost of her double life. To wield the pen of Lady Whistledown is to carry both power and poison. Every page she writes distances her from the people she loves, yet silence would mean surrender. Her journey is no longer about hiding. It is about whether she dares to live truthfully, even if the truth burns everything she has built. Colin Bridgerton, the charmer who once seemed so carefree, now wrestles with the burden of maturity. For years, he floated between adventures and idle pursuits, admired but never truly tested. Yet love has a way of demanding more. His bond with Penelope forces him to confront not only his blind spots but his pride. Can he see her, truly see her, beyond the gossip, beyond the shadows of her secrets? His character will not simply be defined by romance, but by the courage to fight against the very rules that raised him. Beyond the central pair, the Bridgerton family continues to weave their own threads of passion and duty. Eloise, sharp-tongued and restless, faces her own reckoning with trust, betrayal, and independence. Her once unshakable friendship with Penelope lies fractured, yet not beyond repair. Will Eloise choose forgiveness, or will bitterness linger like ink that cannot be erased? Anthony and Kate, now united, step into their roles not only as husband and wife, but as guardians of the Bridgerton legacy. Their love, forged in fire, must weather new trials. For leadership is not without sacrifice, and somewhere, hidden beneath layers of silk and silence, other Bridgertons prepare to claim their place in society's ever-watchful gaze. Every character walks into Season 4 with scars, secrets and dreams they dare not speak aloud. What makes them unforgettable is not their perfection, but their humanity, their flaws, their longings, their quiet rebellions against society's chains. These are the moments that turn ballads into legends. And as their lives intertwine, one thing is certain. This season will not simply show us who they are. It will reveal who they are willing to become. The chandeliers burn brighter, the violins race faster, and the ballroom floor becomes a battlefield of whispers and desire. Season 4 does not arrive quietly. It crashes into the world of the ton like a storm no fan or curtain can hide. Every step of the waltz is a move in a dangerous game. Every glance across the ballroom hides a secret that could shatter reputations and rewrite destinies. We see glimpses, fleeting, yet charged. A letter clutched too tightly before it is torn in two. A hand extended, trembling, as if love itself hangs in the balance. A family crest being tarnished by a scandal no one dares to name aloud. These are not just moments, they are promises. Promises that this season will test the very soul of every character we thought we knew. Penelope's pen, once her shield, may now be her undoing. With each secret she spills, she risks losing not only Colin but herself. The ink of Lady Whistledown is no longer mere gossip. It is fire, and fire does not ask permission before it consumes. Will she wield her words one last time, or will she burn along with them? Colin stands on the edge of revelation. His journey is no longer about charm or reputation. It is about choosing between the comfort of society's approval and the raw, untamed truth of love. His story will not be a simple confession, but a reckoning with what it means to love fearlessly, even when the world watches with sharpened claws. Around them, the Tun spirals. Alliances fracture under the weight of jealousy. Friendships are betrayed in the name of survival. Families, once untouchable, now stand vulnerable in the candlelight. And just as the audience dares to believe in harmony, a final twist waits in the shadows. A scandal bold enough to silence the music, if only for a breath. This is not merely another season of dances and declarations. This is the season where secrets explode, where hearts break and mend in the same breath, where love is no longer whispered behind fans but shouted against society itself. The question is no longer, will they fall in love? The question is, who will survive the cost of it? As the screen fades, one voice lingers like a promise. Dearest gentle reader, prepare yourself for the grandest scandal of all.